Hi everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. Today's little short video, kitchen hack, is how to preserve lemons. I never not have lemons in my pantry. I use lemons for sparkling up my gravy when I'm baking a chicken. I use lemons for just about everything except canning. We don't want to can anything with lemon juice because we have no way of judging the acidic value of each lemon individually. So you must buy lemon, real lemon from the store to use when you're canning. Otherwise, man, homemade lemonade, just a slice for in a drink. And I hate that they come in such a large package because I can't use them up all the time. So this is how we're going to preserve them. They should last about a year in the refrigerator after we ferment them. And trust me, the fermentation process will not affect the flavor of the lemon whatsoever. So first of all, I washed my lemons in vinegar water. I do that with my strawberries, and you would be amazed at what comes out or off of the outside of the lemons. It would be probably a good thing to have organic lemons. I just didn't pay any attention this time, so I washed them really doubly good. Then I have this great big beautiful jar that my mom painted before she passed away that I've always used for cookies, but since it has kind of a shoulder here, it should keep my lemons under the water while they ferment. So basically you need lemons, a jar, sea salt or salt that has no iodine or other fillers in. The more natural salt that you use, the better your canning is going to be, the better your fermentation is going to be. I use pink sea salt when I make my sauerkraut. So I'm going to grab my water, and it's warm to help the salt dissolve faster. So then we're going to grab a tablespoon and measure just because. Now, if you're worried about the salt, if you're using these in lemon bars or making a lemon curd, which, oh, I love a lemon curd, you can rinse the salt off the outside. Because we're not cutting these like you normally do when you ferment lemons for long storage. The technique I learned before was to crisscross cut them partially down to the base and then put a teaspoon of salt in the middle of each one and stick it in here, but you're losing the juice. The juice comes out and gets salty and can't use it for baking. So I just learned this method here from somebody whose name escapes me at the moment. It's not important. What I'm working on is trying not to say anything that doesn't make any sense to you. So we have, I believe it was 2 tablespoons of salt. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of salt in 4 cups of water. There we go. And since we're going to probably need more than this for this size of a jar, we're going to dissolve that. And we're going to press those lemons in. Oh, they fit in this jar really quite nicely. I know that Azure Standard has a nice short jar that's shaped like this that the gal that I watched the video on. Oh, what? You don't think I cheat by Googling stuff? Ha! Google is the way. Now, whichever ones I can't fit in here, well, we will just use those first. Look at that. We're going to get a nice, they fit in there so nicely. Let's see, I want a fat one over here. Someday we're going to do the art of packing a jar because I know that packing pickles, my brother is like so much better than myself. I'm going to squeeze this one in kind of so that they hold each other down because you'll want them to be covered with the water just like when you're normally fermenting something. Okay, so we have 2 we can use fresh, and they last a while in the refrigerator. I mean, I've used them when they've gotten soft, as long as they're not moldy, rotten, brown spots, soft and soggy all the way through. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to simply pour that salt water. Okay, they can send a man to the moon, but they can't figure out how to make a 4-cup measuring cup thing measure without spilling all over the place. Now you might want to use distilled water for this project, but I'm not. Sometimes the secret to good pickles or good fermentation is the water that you use. Now I don't use water when I ferment sauerkraut, so I never really worry about that. But when I can, I try to use distilled water all the time. If I had a decent well, like they have down in McIntosh County, I would be using well water. The success to pickles. Okay, so we're fermenting lemons today. I just am thinking about the garden and what's gonna come. Okay, let's see if we can make a bigger mess on the table here. I guess the secret is to pour slowly. We want to cover those lemons. Cover them up. This is going to be perfect. See? They're under the water. We're going to fill that water in just a little bit more. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And isn't that beautiful? I mean, it's just so gorgeous. So now we're just going to simply put the lid on, which my mom painted an apple on, kind of cool, and leave this sit on the counter for 3 days and then refrigerate it. You will have lemons to last you a whole year, unless you use them sooner than that, which is totally my intention. So that's our handy little kitchen hack for this month. See you in June.